Hey, good evening, LinkedIn. It's only 9 o'clock. Do you know where your employees are for tomorrow? We'll be right back after, you gotta love it, some of this new stuff after this commercial. Check this one out. Hey, good evening, everybody. Hey, listen, I just wanted to go over a couple things. Hey, Amy. Yes, I'm alive. It's all healing up, and memory and speech is going up. So I'm getting there. So I appreciate it. Hey, listen, tonight I'm just going to be straightforward as I can on a couple of things what I've heard all day today. You get tired in staffing. If your child says, Dad or Mom, I want to grow up to be a recruiter or staffing, stop them. don't let them do it. Don't no. Say go be a doctor or something like that. Because you feel, I'll tell you what, staffing, it's like a roller coaster. You can't, no matter what happens, you just get there and then something changes on you. But I wanted to talk tonight about on the logistics. Hey Janie, how you doing? She's second time today, Janie. I think it was like 8:30 this morning. Peak is here. It's here. We only have a couple more weeks. It's here. So whatever you have. Hey Tubi, how you doing? Hey Chris. We got Chris. Chris, I need that free water, man. Look. Oh, wait a minute. Niagara. I'm drinking Niagara water now, Chris. I'm moving up in the world. How you doing, Tubi? So the peak is here, and I called a company today, right? Just humor me here. I called them and I did cold calling, like 3 of them, 3 times today. Oh, we're doing fine. Sorry, I'm just in a funny mood tonight. We're doing fine, but I look, oh my God, they're doing horrible. There's 3 to 4 staffing companies in there, right? Nothing against other staffing companies, Amy. Nothing there. Hey, Albert. But think about it. 3 to 4 staffing companies. How's that working for you? I don't get it. You know, it's not just an 8-hour day anymore for staffing. You got to fight for every single employee you got. You got to reach out to them in the morning. You got to reach out in the afternoon. You got to text them. They don't. It's like you want to hold your friggin' hand to them. It's like, come on, you want to work, but you got no choice. It's just the way it is. And whether you're the staffing company or the recruiter, it doesn't matter because the way I look at it is this company that, I'm sorry, I keep laughing about it because they're one of mine and 4 agencies, and I have candidates for them. I have them. And it's not like, because like now, I'm serious. I'm not joking you right now when I say this. I could move 10 people easy. I know, cha-ching. Hey, I'll explain that one to you. I can move 10 people tonight by the Texas. And I'm not kidding you. I mean, everything all the way down here. Okay, here we go. Material handler, forklift driver, thank you. Forklift driver, clamp. It goes on and on and on. And I'm trying to get them a job tonight. They have no loyalty because these are the complaints that I've heard today. Now, I've heard this today from candidates. I'm just going to be straight up honest. Bad bosses. They don't care about temporary people. And I agree with that. I don't like that. I don't like that temp word. I like associates. Temp word, listen, temp word doesn't mean anything to me because temp, you're working for a company. Like I work for Manpower. I work for Kelly Services. I work for Staffmark. and now I have my own. So a temp word is not bad. You have an employer. So that's why I don't like that. But they said they treat the temporary people different. Okay. They don't give notice because they don't care. They don't care. I spoke to 3 people today. Would you like to give them a notice because they can start tomorrow? They said no. They'll start the job tomorrow that I was helping out. I'm like, hey, I want to win. So I'll take the person because, hey, you want to win, you got to do what you got to do. And listen, I'm freaking tired and it's 9 o'clock at night. And sorry, just laughing tonight, but there's no loyalty with the candidates. I would say if you had to invest a little bit of time, yes, temp has a stigma. Exactly. And when I talk about HR directors and managers, I'll never forget one company I had. I liked what they did in the morning. The management, every morning, 2 of them would walk the floor. Every morning, you could count on it. You never, always knew that they were at work. And I asked them, I said, why? They said they manage by walking. And I thought about it. They know everything within that first hour that they do the walk through the whole warehouse. So if it's a 1.2 million square foot, because people come up to them and ask them questions and they tell them. So managed by walking, it was pretty good. And I watched it and I was like, all right, because I would go out. I knew perfect timing. You could see the VP and everybody, the general manager, everybody coming down. And they would talk to every candidate that came up or employee that came up to them, whether it was temporary or full time. So that's what the best thing I liked about that, because they showed they cared. And I'm not saying we're all guilty to an extent, not me though. But I would just say, if you're an HR director, take a walk. Say hi to everybody in the morning, because peak right now, like I said, if you don't have all the candidates right now, by next week, you're going to have to deal with what you have. I mean, I have like about, hey, get this, Amy, they're not for manpower. They're not for manpower, but I did take some employees from one company that they're not going to be there tomorrow. Sorry, Chris. No, Chris, you have your forklift drivers. So, but see how easy it is? When they told me they treat them differently, their breaks, they're saying when they're working these 12-hour shifts that they give them 20-minute breaks. And by the time they walk back to the cafeteria or break, it's real tough. And let's see, and I treat all employees the same. I grew too many companies treat temp labor differently. Yes, and that's the truth. And then like Chris said, build rapport. And I like Chris. Chris is a rare recruiter for Nestle, and he treats nobody no different than anybody else. He's a great man. Everybody that I've sent him, or if anything, they said they like you, Chris. So that's a good note. But treat them with respect. Say good morning. You'll see how it works. And the breaks, listen, I don't know how, sometimes, the breaks, some companies give you like 30 by the time you give you 5 minutes to walk back and forth, but they're tired, and they're also tired of the mandatory overtime. I talked to a gentleman today. He said he don't mind the 6 hours a week, but like when it's 12 hours and then they stick him for another 4, he has no schedule. It doesn't make sense. When I said, well, you're on first shift, right? He said, yeah. And I've been in staffing long enough, and everybody on here has, that you stay until the job gets done. And that right now, wow, that is tough, because now with the schools closings, and I'm going to get to that, but they're leaving. People are just leaving. In Australia, there we go. My last job was a contract at the Australian tax office and their management, and they said they treat them like cattle, as they are replaceable. Janie, I like that, cattle. I've never heard of it that way, but that's what I mean. And that's why I think the discussions, and Amy's good with this too, is the discussions have to be talked. You should be talking with your corporate your client every week. Listen, right now, if I was at the accounts that we have, I'm talking every week. You have to. And 10, 12 shifts are getting harder to fill. See? And that is what another thing there, like she said, there were flexible shifts. And that was one of the next things also. Great. Is clients are coming up with part-time shifts now. Part-time shifts. Saturdays and Sundays. Elwood Staffing does that now too. You can pick like 4. You can pick when you want to work in Utah. If Steve was on here, he's in Utah in Elwood, and they get to pick the hours that they want to work. And it's working. It's a lot more work. I can imagine, it's a work for everybody. But if you have a really good system in place, listen, if it breaks and there's a mistake, something's wrong, So look at that. It's not all about bringing on another staffing company. It's not always that about an extra invoice or problems trying to find people, because you can still find people. I'm not going to tell you how, Chris, but I'm going to tell you how, everybody, okay? This book means a lot to me. So it has 9 books in one. And I know Amy and Christopher Blade's going to laugh, but I swear to God, this is what I've learned a lot from. Right here, for dummies and marketing, social media marketing, all 9 from Pinterest. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out Pinterest now and how to utilize that for staffing. Buy this, I'm telling you. And hey, Chris, this is how I learned my marketing. Digital marketing for dummies. This stuff is great. I write my notes in it, and I like these books, especially this one. It's worth every penny. So go on Amazon, the 9 books. So you see that one right there. You get this one and write your notes and everything in there. You're gonna learn a lot. I enjoy it. Every night I try to read at least a couple pages of it. So the next thing is professionals on Facebook. I've been challenged to find some software developer and a senior software architect. Now, I haven't had any luck. 2 days. Amy, 2 days. 2 days I haven't had any luck. But I'm going to give it, I have not found the right words. People will tell you that professionals like CEOs and everything aren't on Facebook. They're there. You got to be secret. You got to use words that they're going to come out. And I've been trying to find, you can see here, the arrow started to go up, the graph. So I'm getting close. I spent $25 and I haven't found one yet. I just need to find one of each. But I feel I'm not there yet. I'm not going to lie to you. I can't guarantee I'm going to find one, but I will. It's going to take me maybe like 2 weeks, 2 weeks. And location. It is in New Orleans, greater New Orleans, and it's 100% remote. See, and 100% remote. Anywhere in the United States. I've submitted 7 from LinkedIn. I got them off of LinkedIn, and they have to do the video resume that I have. So I submitted, I'm going to go start doing the share screen. I submitted 7 applications. They did. I've never seen a group of professionals in software engineering and all that. All I did was send them the video resume. It had to be completed. Listen, I didn't even understand the job description. I have no freaking clue what those words were. But I put them in there, never even talked to them. Sent them, they did it, boom, I text them, sent it to the company. 4 of them were rejected, not because of the skill, but I think by like 1 year. They're very strict. And there's Vic right here. This is the man right here. Vic was just talking about the video resumes with utilizing it for on LinkedIn, finding the software engineer, architect, and developer. And that is my biggest skill right there. So we had like 7 to 10 people, and Vic's here now. He made up the account for me. And like I said, you don't have to know everything. You don't. Vic talked to me, trained me, taught me how to do it. 2 questions. That's all there was, Amy and Chris. 2 questions. on the video assessment screening. That's it. 2, and no think time. And like he said, there's no think time at all. Because what happened was they just did it. And now they followed up with us. Did we get it? And then I was able to tell them no, they were declined. So I did follow back up with them. But like Vic said, you know, it didn't take me no time. Vic, you know me, I was smiling. I was like, what the heck? You know, and he's right, applicant screening and assessment platform, because then they were going to send the test right afterwards. And I thank him for that, because that was so professional and so easy. But I told Vic, I'm going to find him on social media. I don't care if it takes me freaking $100, $200. I'm going to get one on Vic. I'm going to say, look, see, you know, they do look at social media. So on that part, the next part was the money spent on the bonuses that some of the clients are giving out. I am not kidding you. I swear, if I had the $1,000 sign-on bonus that they're giving people for a sign-on up to $1,000, look at me. You took Chris, I swear, Chris, you give me $1,000 of your money, and I will have 50 to 60 forklift drivers there within 3 days, maybe 2. $1,000, and I can say this now because my non-compete's up. I spent with peak season, my last company, right? Peak with XPO and all these companies, I spent $1,800 for the whole thing, for the whole 5 months. And staff, we had 11 companies we were staffing for. So, hey, Amy, guess what? Somebody lost their job today. I think you know who. I had to say it. Sorry, Amy. I'm not going to grade it, but it was announced today, and you know my story. What comes around goes around. Karma. So, but back to that, I had to say that to Amy. I just remembered it. The $1,000 that you could spend on social media, plus the video assessment screening test, right? All that, putting all that information together, and I am telling you, it explodes. I wouldn't be able to keep up with the messages. And I'm not just saying that. I put up my results. I put up on a couple of days ago, I put my social media report, my insights up. I don't care. It looked bad because I wasn't answering my message all of them. I had a 48%. 48%. I was taking too long to answer them. So now I'm back up to a 72, and my cost has come down because now I'm answering all. So I still go back and you get credit for it. One more thing here. COVID 2021. Listen, this is where Vic, this is what we were talking about today, as I talked about, was what are you doing? What do you got planned right now? Because if you're not planning for 2021 with COVID, you got another thing coming because you think peak is a problem now. We're prepared now to where we can take, and I love this part with Vic and with the talent assessment. If a company works together with you, like Chris, if you were to say, yes, give us a video, right? A video of your tour of your plant, right? I bought some great equipment. Check this one out. Look at this, but I bought some great recording equipment to where you could walk and do a tour. Record it, right? With this platform, you can put up to 6 to 7 people, right? And have 10 lined up. You can show a video of the position. Let them see the job. You can get, if they want a job, they're going to sign on, do that. Then the company has the trainer, that does all the training and everything, can talk to them. It's got to be a team effort. They can talk to them right on the screen and give them all the paperwork. You could send the files out. The papers that have to be signed. I know when you get there, you have to do something. The drug screen, I found a company. It's so awesome. There's Steve. See, there he is. Here's the man with Elwood in Utah that has changed social media. So he's with Elwood in Utah, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to call Steve. He looks like Clark Kent. He looks like you changed. Steve, you changed your picture. He's like Clark Kent, but he is he's really changed it up. and he's really showing results because he is going right out to the client's parking lot, just like I did. And I know he's listening to this. So he sits out there. He goes at midnight and then at 6 in the morning, like we did, because you get the people coming off of the shifts. So like now, 9:30 is a great time because a lot of people sit, but he's tearing it apart up there with social media. And it's awesome to watch him because it just reminded myself with XPO and all that stuff, getting all those 400 or 500 people that you needed. But back to the 2021 COVID is you need to be thinking now ahead of how you're going to get that candidate from video, drug screening. Like I said, I found the company, take care of the drug screening for you right through. They do it right on, it's recorded. They don't leave it. I'm telling you, it's not a joke. It's easy. It's a little bit pricey, but I think that's going to come down. And then background, everything there, person shows up. You've already done all your tours, but you still have to show them stuff. Still, I never touched the person, like shook his hand, anything, all the way through, 100%. So if you're not serious, this is on a serious note, because they're with the schools, if they start closing them again, we're pretty set now with utilizing Victim, the ducking out. And I'm going to go back to that again because it's just such a powerful tool. And LinkedIn today, Amy, I made $100 for 1 hour. They picked me from LinkedIn just to talk about ideas. So if any of the others didn't get it, that's good because I got paid $100 for 1 hour from 4 to 5 o'clock. And then they're coming out with some great tools for hiring people. Wait to see it, Vic. I'll tell you tomorrow. And I got to see what they're doing, and I gave my advice on it, and it's going to be awesome. Let me tell you, for LinkedIn, and it's going to look good even for light industrial jobs. You're going to love it. It's very professional for any type of work. You're not going to have all these funny pictures and all over. Vic, it's just like on my website that you made for me. One click. That's what it is. So it was pretty cool. And then some of the wording on it didn't look good. So pay attention to that. And I think, Amy, you need to get on your people to start doing some videos. Ever since you left, if you go on Lehigh Valley Bethlehem, there's only one other person with myself doing videos. Now, I know, Amy, when you were in Easton and all those places, they were videos and videos. But again, I shared my insights. 20 agencies must master the new way of recruiting or they won't survive. That's exactly right. Because, see, this is it. This is the last discussion. But on that part, you're right, because I already know 2 companies coming to the Lehigh Valley. And I'm working with one of them right now. So it's great. We have another meeting tomorrow, MVP staffing, and we're here to stay. As I said, pairing up. I go back to Amy because she's all for that, for collaboration. I'm telling you, I don't care. I'll help anybody. It doesn't matter to me, because if you help each other, listen, I do a referral fee, Chris, it's $150 for a forklift driver. That's it. You hire them, you pay. Associate, you want a warehouse associate, $50. You hire them, I send them, I vet them. If I send them to you, you hire them, you pay. That's it. That's simple. And that's why Tuvia was on there going cha-ching, because last night I was pulling in, it was around 8:30, and my phone went off. I stood right there and I called the guy. I was like, yeah, he's a perfect fit. And boom, that was it. I got him on, started on the onboarding. So that's why we say cha-ching. So there's $150 or $100 or $50, whatever it is. So I look at it as you could just be helping, because it's like a job board in a way, because I only have one more month of career builder, then it's done. So I am going totally off of job boards. January 1st, no more. I will no longer be utilizing, I hope, job boards, because I think I'm going to try a couple different things to really save some money, because that's where a lot of the cost is on some of the companies for corporations and all of us. It's a lot of money that paid by click. But one last thing, Amy, and I think Chris, if you didn't check out, www.zing.com, ZING.com. It's the two CEOs of Rolf Staffing. They developed it. Everybody's utilizing it. It's free for the employer, free for the candidate, and it looks like Pinterest. It's awesome. You can donate. They don't know what they're going to do, but I'm telling you, check it out, because a lot of people are putting on it, and it's free. So on that note, everybody, thanks, and we'll talk to everybody soon. Janie, Steve, Chris, Vic, and I know Tuvia was there, so talk to everybody soon.